It's a great honor for me to present the 5 years journey of WSP application in Sri Lanka. So this particular advocacy workshop has been planned to present the country report on WSP application. This is done by National Water Supply and Drainage Board under the Ministry of Urban Development, Water Supply and Housing Facilities in Sri Lanka. So this journey has begun in 2014 around after having a workshop done by the World Health Organization. This workshop has helped us to get ourselves as master trainers in the country. Of course, WSP a very practical tool which will be the strongest uh, mechanism to ensure sustainable development goals in especially ensuring safe water and sanitation. WSP will help us to ensure the sustainable development goals, especially as that because sustainable development goals all 17 are interrelated. It's not like Millennium Development Goals. Millennium Development Goals are usually they came as stand alone, but Sustainable Development Goals all the time we need to achieve them in parallel. So WSP will not compensate anything on behalf of achieving just water and sanitation. It will collect everything together. When it is coming to the climate change, challenges coming from climate change, it's again back WSP is coming as a sort of very robust framework. When we are having WSP applied, considering the possible hazardous events that can occur during due to the climate change, WSP is the best tool to address overcome these challenges because when you are having a better plan, so WSP is the one for us to make sure that so then thereafter we are very sure that we will be able to handle all the adverse effects, so we can minimize the impact and we can ensure the consistent water supply facility. So we can't forget about WSP, especially in regards of putting up a climate resilient water supply systems. Of course, WSP or water safety plan is a tool which is depending on the risk assessment and risk minimization. So here we have been trained to understand the risks in raw level, that's as without controls, and risk as residual with controls, and whenever you want to find anything like further reducing this risk, then we can have to go for improvement plans. So it's like all our professions, WSP will very well help us to understand the risk assessment and risk minimization approaches. So this is a sort of lifetime training. It's not just for water, it's for everything whatever we find in our lives. So this comprehensive risk assessment tool in all the steps of water supply scheme will definitely help us to ensure a sustainable water supply system. Understanding this all, many financing agencies have decided to mainstream water safety plan in their sectors. So especially in water budgets, they want to ensure the sustainability. In regards of that, they decided to go with water safety plans. So in that regards, agency like Asian Development Bank has decided to put up their own practical guideline for ADB staff. That's to ensure the application of sustainability. So whenever they are promoting water supply facilities, they want to ensure that whether the WSP is implemented or not. If it is implemented, they are very much willing to get a priority in their financing programs. So In future, definitely all the water financing agencies for water sector will go in this line. So we have to have a WSP in that regards to ensure future financing even internationally as well as from locally as well. Keeping this all in mind, Sri Lanka has done a marvelous job in last 5 years to put up WSP in a very well established tool in the country. So this journey has been blessed by many partners locally as well as internationally. So the world is asking how you got successful process in Sri Lanka within a short period of 5 years, because Sri Lanka has got late to implement this concept in the country, but somehow now when it is coming 2020 and we must be the Sri Lanka could be the leading country in WSP application in this part of world. So the world asking how the success came. So we decided to get the quotes from different partners, well-wishers who were there with us throughout the way to give a sort of brief about the success behind the story. So rather than just making it as a one person effort, so we thought of having different calls to get shared their thoughts, views to bring up a very sort of ideal sort of understanding about this process. So Mrs. Payton, WHO Regional Office for Southeast Asia, so she made it in a way as telling WHO had developed a pool of 14 WSP master trainers for the region and 3 of them are from Sri Lanka. Setting up a water safety plan, auditing system which is the first of its kind in the region. So that is what her observation. When it's coming to David Sutherland, WHO Thailand, so he expressed his views telling like they had already prepared their roadmap for implementing WSPs and had started on implementation. The thing that has been so impressive is that Sri Lanka has followed the roadmap so closely. So the master trainer we had there in the master training program, Daryl Jackson, Wash Consultant Australia, he expressed his views stating that different training styles of each trainer ensured a complete package of WSPs was presented in subsequent in-country training and help to build a broad-based support within NWSTB. There was absolute commitment and dedication both by the individuals and NWSTB. So taking into the one of the last comments, out of almost 50 people made the quotes in this particular document, I'll be taking Angela Reinhold, WHO Switzerland. From the outset, the approach taken to rural WSP program development in Sri Lanka reflected many lessons learned through trials and error globally, including simplifying the WSP approach and creating customized resources and tools to suit the local context. So apart from this all, this booklet with 38 pages carries a lot of other cards which says the story, which says the dedication, which says the secrets behind the successfulness what we experience in Sri Lanka and soil in regards of WSP application. This map shows the countries wherever they have made WSP as a policy requirement in the country. So there are 46 countries who has made it and most of them are represented in the developed part of the world. So the idea behind the team of WSP in Sri Lanka is to bring up Sri Lanka also into this level. So establish a strong policy framework for water safety plan implementation in Sri Lanka is one as expected as the most important approach in time to come. So apart from that, institutionalized WSP with NWSP also something we want to have to make it as sustainable. So networking and researching, including Sri Lankan researchers as well as international experts, all that we want to make sure to bring up and see the challenges and face the all difficulties, and finally we want to overcome this all through knowledge sharing. So financing and cost recovery is again back something crucial to make it as sustainable. So WSP is a wonderful process or tool in that way to ensure this, as because it helps us to optimize all the available facilities, resources, especially focusing around asset management, dropping down this NRW and improving the energy consumption, and finally as to reduce the production cost. So this will definitely help us to bring up a better future in the water sector. That is what sustainability and a new water culture, that what we are expecting. We need your support and guidance at this juncture to bring prosperity to a rich water culture to Sri Lanka. That is what the ambition of this program. Thank you very much everyone who helped us in throughout the way to bring up this WSP as a wonderful tool, and all experience we had in last 5 years we could share in this small booklet. So it's available in IW website. You can get that anytime, download it and see how we got this successful story in the country. And we wish the water sector in Sri Lanka to become one of the best in the world, and your support is very much appreciated and expected in future as well. Thank you very much.